Hello, my friend. Tonight, we're going on a journey to a time so distant that it feels almost like a dream. A time when the world was fundamentally different, when ice still covered vast stretches of the northern lands, when animals that no longer exist walked the earth, when humans lived in ways we can barely imagine. 12,000 years ago, a time shrouded in mystery, a time when our ancestors were doing things, building things, creating things, gathering in certain places for certain reasons that we still don't fully understand, even with all our modern science and technology. But before we step back through those 12 millennia, I need you to do something for yourself, something simple and kind. Find the most comfortable position you can imagine. Maybe that means adjusting your pillow, shifting slightly to one side, or simply letting your body sink more deeply into the surface beneath you. There's no wrong way to be comfortable. Just listen to what your body needs and give it that. Good. Now, dim the lights around you if you can. Let the brightness of the modern world fade away, the way it would have faded for our ancient ancestors when the sun dipped below the horizon. If you're looking at a screen, let that glow soften too. Or better yet, just close your eyes and let the world become darkness. Safe, gentle, protective darkness. Take a deep breath with me. In through your nose slowly, filling your lungs with this present moment, with calm, with permission to finally rest. And out through your mouth, releasing the day, letting it drift away like smoke on an ancient wind. Again, in and out. Feel your chest rise and fall. This rhythm that connects you to every human who has ever lived, including those mysterious people we're about to visit. Tonight's journey is different from any other, because we're traveling to a time and place where the answers are incomplete, where historians and archaeologists look at what our ancestors left behind and can only whisper, "We don't know why they did this. We can only wonder." And there's something beautiful in that mystery, isn't there? Something soothing in the acknowledgement that not everything needs to be known, that some questions can remain open, that wonder itself can be enough. So settle in now. Let your breathing slow and deepen. Let your muscles begin their gradual release. Your jaw unclenching, your shoulders dropping away from your ears, your hands unfurling and relaxing completely. We have all night. We have millennia to explore. There's nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to accomplish. Just be here, listen, and let these ancient mysteries carry you gently, softly, inevitably into deep, healing sleep your soul craves. The past is calling. Let's answer. We begin our journey in what is now southeastern Turkey. Though, of course, 12,000 years ago, there was no Turkey, no countries at all, just land and the people who move across it following their ancient patterns of survival. It's early morning. The sun is just beginning to rise over a landscape of rolling hills covered in wild grasses and scattered oak trees. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the scent of earth and growing things, and a particular clarity that comes just after dawn. And on one of these hills, something extraordinary is happening. Dozens of people are gathered here, maybe 50, maybe 100. It's hard to tell because they keep arriving in small groups, appearing from different directions, coming from who knows how far away. They're not a single tribe or family group. They're from different bands, different territories, people who might be strangers to each other in any other context. But here, they work together. Can you see them? Can you imagine yourself standing on this hill, watching as these ancient people, your ancestors really separated from you by 12,000 years but still recognizably human, work with intense focus and coordination? They're moving massive stones, not small rocks you could lift with your hands, but enormous pillars of limestone, some of them weighing 10 tons or more. They've quarried these stones from a pit nearby, somehow carved them with stone tools. No metal yet. Metal hasn't been invented. And now they're dragging them across the ground using ropes made from plant fibers, using logs as rollers, using their collective strength and ingenuity. It's exhausting work. You can see the sweat on their faces, the strain in their muscles, the way they pause periodically to catch their breath and drink water from leather pouches. But there's something in their expressions that goes beyond mere labor. There's purpose, intensity, almost reverence. They're building something. Something that has never been built before in all of human history. A temple. But here's what makes this so mysterious, so utterly baffling to modern archaeologists. These people are hunter-gatherers. They don't farm. They don't raise animals. They don't live in permanent settlements. They still follow the old ways, moving with the seasons, hunting game, gathering wild plants, living in small mobile groups the way humans had lived for hundreds of thousands of years. And yet they're building monumental architecture. They're creating this massive circular structure with these enormous carved pillars arranged in rings, each pillar decorated with intricate carvings of animals. Foxes and snakes and scorpions and birds, rendered with stunning artistic skill. This shouldn't exist. According to everything we thought we knew about human development, you need agriculture first. You need permanent settlements. You need surplus food and social hierarchy and all the trappings of civilization before you can build something like this. But here it is, built 1,000 years before agriculture, built by people who were supposed to be too primitive for this kind of coordinated effort. We still don't know why. Let's get closer. Let's follow one person among this crowd of ancient builders. He's a young man, maybe 20 years old, his skin weathered by sun and wind, his hands calloused from a lifetime of physical work. His name, well, we don't know his name. His language has been dead for 10,000 years. But let's call him the Carver, because that's his gift, the skill that brought him here. He's working on one of the pillars right now, using a stone tool to carefully chip away at the limestone, creating the image of a fox. Not a crude stick figure fox, but a beautifully rendered, naturalistic representation, capturing the animal's essence with just a few careful lines. He's been working on this for days, weeks, maybe. Time moves differently here. There's no schedule, no deadline, just the work and the strained compulsion to do it perfectly. What's he thinking as he carves? What's driving this intense focus? He thinks about the fox. He saw one yesterday, early in the morning, watching him from a distance with those intelligent eyes. The fox felt important somehow, significant, like it was a messenger from what? From the spirits that animate all things? From the ancestors? From some dimension of reality that humans can only glimpse in certain moments of heightened awareness? He doesn't have words for these concepts the way we do, but he feels them, deeply, profoundly, enough to spend weeks of his life rendering this animal in stone, ensuring it will exist here long after the fox itself has died, long after he himself has died. This is not utilitarian work. This is not building a shelter or making a tool. This is something else entirely. This is art, ritual, religion, maybe, though that word doesn't quite capture it either. This is humans reaching toward meaning. As the day progresses, more pillars are raised. The circle takes shape, and as it does, something shifts in the atmosphere. You can feel it, even from 12,000 years away. A sense of sacredness settling over this place like invisible fog. When evening comes, the work pauses. Fires are lit around the perimeter of the circle. Food is shared. Roasted gazelle meat, wild grains ground into a paste, berries, nuts, whatever people brought from their various territories. This is a feast, a celebration, though of what exactly we can't say. Maybe they're celebrating the progress of the construction. Maybe there's a seasonal significance we don't understand. Maybe this gathering itself is the point. This rare opportunity for different groups to come together, to share food and stories and genes, to maintain the social bonds that keep the human network alive across vast distances. The carver sits by one of the fires, eating. listening to an elder from another group tell a story in a dialect he can barely understand, but whose meaning comes through anyway in gesture and tone and the universal rhythms of storytelling. The story is about the creation of the world, or the origin of death, or why certain animals behave the way they do. It's hard to tell, hard to follow completely, but the carver is entranced anyway, his young mind expanding with wonder, with a profound human joy of narrative, of making sense of existence through story. As night deepens, as the stars emerge in their ancient patterns, the same stars we see now, though the constellations will have different meanings to these people, something happens. The gathering moves into the circle of pillars, into the temple, though it's not finished yet. Won't be finished for years. Might never really be finished because they'll keep building, keep adding, keep elaborating. Everyone stands in silence for a moment, looking up at the pillars rising against a starlit sky. And in this moment, something passes through the group. Not something you could measure or photograph. Not something that leaves evidence for archaeologists to find. But something real nonetheless. A sense of connection. Of being part of something larger than individual survival. Of touching, however briefly, whatever mystery underlies existence. Maybe they're praying. Maybe they're communing with spirits. Maybe they're simply experiencing a profound human need to create sacred space, to mark certain places as different, as special, as doorways to something beyond the ordinary. We don't know. We can only stand in our own time, looking at the ruins they left behind, and whisper, "Why? Why did you build this? What did it mean to you? What were you reaching for?" The carver feels tears on his cheeks, though he's not sad. It's something else. Something too big for his young heart to fully hold. A glimpse of something infinite, something eternal, something that makes his individual life feel both insignificantly small and mysteriously important at the same time. He'll remember this moment for the rest of his life. Will tell his children about it someday, though the telling will never quite capture what it felt like to stand here under these stars, surrounded by these stones, touching the edge of the sacred. Eventually, people begin to drift away from the circle, back to the fires, back to the practical concerns of life. The moment passes, as all moments must, but it leaves something behind, a residue, a sense that this place has been changed, marked, made holy through human intention and effort. The carver lies down on a fur pelt near one of the fires, exhausted from the day's work. Around him, others are settling for sleep as well, the gathering quieting into gentle sounds of rest, breathing, shifting, the crackle of fires, the distant call of a night bird. He looks up at the stars one more time before closing his eyes, and he thinks, tomorrow I'll carve the snake. Tomorrow I'll continue the work. Tomorrow, the sacred place will grow a little more. But tonight I rest, and sleep takes him, deep and dreamless and complete. 12,000 years later, archaeologists excavate this site and name it Göbekli Tepe. They carbon date the stones and analyze the tool marks and reconstruct the sequence of construction. They write papers and books and documentaries trying to explain what it all means. But the truth is, we still don't know. We don't know why hunter-gatherers built this temple. We don't know what rituals took place here. We don't know what it meant to the people who dedicated years of their lives to constructing it. All we know is that it was important enough to move mountains. Literally, to carve 10-ton stones with nothing but other stones. To gather groups of people from vast distances. To pour human energy and creativity and longing into this mysterious project. And maybe that's enough to know. Maybe the mystery itself is the point. Maybe some things are meant to remain wondered at rather than fully understood. Just like sleep, just like dreams, just like consciousness itself. Let the mystery hold you now, gently, like those ancient stones held the longings of people we'll never fully know. Our journey takes us deeper into the past now, and deeper underground as well. We're traveling to what is now southern France, to a time around 15 to 20,000 years ago, when the Ice Age still gripped the northern world, and humans lived in a landscape populated by creatures we now know only from fossils. It's winter, deep, brutal winter. Outside the cave system we're about to enter, the wind howls with ferocity that could kill an unprotected person in hours. Snow blankets the landscape. The temperature is well below freezing. But inside the cave, there is warmth. There is light. There is mystery. We're following a small group, 4 people, as they venture deep into this cave system, much deeper than the comfortable outer chambers where their tribe lives, where fires burn and children play and life happens. They're going to a place that serves no practical purpose, a place they could easily never visit, a place that offers nothing for survival. And yet they go, carrying stone lamps filled with animal fat, the flames flickering and dancing, casting wild shadows on the limestone walls, carrying bags of pigments, ochre and charcoal and manganese oxide, minerals ground into powder, carrying brushes made from animal hair and hollow bones for blowing pigment onto the walls. They're going to make art. The journey into the deep cave takes time. They have to squeeze through narrow passages, crawl on their bellies through tight spaces, climb up rocky shelves. It's uncomfortable, sometimes even frightening. The darkness beyond their small lamps is total, absolute, the kind of darkness that presses against your eyes. Why do this? Why venture so deep into the earth, into danger, into discomfort, just to paint on walls that almost no one will ever see? We still don't know. Let's follow one of them closely. A woman, perhaps in her 30s. Her hands stained permanent rust color from years of working with ochre. Let's call her the painter, though she's more than that. She's a mother, a gatherer, a storyteller, a keeper of traditions. But here, in this deep place, she's primarily the painter. She leads a group because she's done this before, many times. She knows these passages the way you know the rooms of your own home. She knows where to duck, where to turn sideways, where to place your feet on slippery stone. And she knows where they're going, to a particular chamber deep in the cave system, where the walls are smooth and pale and perfect for receiving images. They arrive finally at the chamber. It's surprisingly large, the ceiling vaulting upward into darkness beyond the reach of their lamplight. The air here is still cool but not freezing, somehow feeling separate from the outside world entirely. The painter raises her lamp, and the light reveals what's already here. Dozens of animals painted on the walls and ceiling. Horses and bison and aurochs, the wild cattle that once roamed Europe, a pride of lions, a herd of reindeer, all rendered with stunning artistic skill, with attention to anatomy and movement and life that would impress even a modern trained artist. These paintings are old. Some of them were made by the painter's grandmother, some by people even more ancient, whose names are lost. But they're still here, still vivid, still powerful in their beauty. And tonight, the painter will add to them. She sets down her lamp carefully, arranges her pigments, prepares her tools. The others in her group, her apprentices, really, though that word suggests a formality that doesn't quite fit, watch silently, reverently. They've seen her do this before, but it never gets old. It's always magical, always mysterious, always profound. The painter stands before a blank section of wall, her lamp held close, studying the surface. She's not thinking about what to paint yet. She's listening, feeling, allowing the cave itself to speak to her, to show her what wants to be revealed. This is how she was taught. You don't impose your will on the cave. You discover what's already here, hidden in the stone, waiting to be brought forth. After several minutes of this silent communion, she sees it, a horse. Not an actual horse in the cave, of course, but the shape of a horse suggested by the contours of the rock, by a bulge here and a shadow there, by the way the stone curves in a way that echoes the powerful haunches of the animal. She mixes her pigments, ochre for the body, charcoal for the outline. She begins to paint, not with a brush but with her fingers, feeling the stone, feeling the pigment, feeling the horse emerge from the wall as if it had always been there and she's simply revealing it. The work takes hours. There's no hurry. Time doesn't matter here. In the deep cave, there's no day or night, no schedule, no external pressure. Just the work. Just a sacred act of creation. As she paints, she thinks about the horses she's seen in her life. The herd that migrates through their territory every spring. The young foal she watched being born last summer. The stallion that was taken down by lions. Its death both terrible and necessary, feeding the tribe for days. She's painting all of them and none of them. She's painting horse itself. The essence, the spirit, the eternal form that all individual horses partake in. Her apprentices watch in silence, learning not just technique, but something deeper. They're learning to see, learning that the world is full of hidden images waiting to be revealed, learning that humans have this strange and wonderful capacity to make marks that mean something that carry significance beyond their physical reality. One of the apprentices, a young girl, maybe 12 years old, finally speaks, her voice barely above a whisper in the reverent space. Why do we do this? Why come all this way into the dark just to paint where no one will see? The painter doesn't answer immediately. She continues her work, adding a final detail to the horse's mane. Then, stepping back to view the whole image, she says, "The spirits see, the ancestors see, and we see, don't we? We're here, we witness, and someday, perhaps long after we're gone, others will come here and see what we made and know that we were here, that we felt and thought and reached toward beauty." But even as she says this, she knows it's not the complete answer, because the real truth is, she doesn't fully know why she does this. It's a compulsion, a calling, something deeper than reason. She paints because she must, because something in the human soul needs to make marks, to create images, to capture the fleeting world in permanent form, because there's a mystery here that can't be explained, only experienced. The second apprentice, a teenage boy, asked another question. What if no one ever sees them? What if we're the last ones to ever come here? The painter smiles, a gentle smile full of patience. Then the cave sees them. The stone remembers. And that's enough. The painting session continues through the night, though they have no way of knowing it's night, deep in the timeless cave. They paint more animals. A bison, powerful and magnificent. A deer, graceful and alert. Handprints, made by blowing pigment over their hands pressed against the wall. A signature that says, I was here, I existed, I mattered. Eventually, exhaustion sets in. The painter's arms ache. Her eyes strain in the flickering lamplight. The pigments are running low. It's time to return to the surface, to the world of the living, to practical concerns like food and warmth and rest. They gather their tools carefully. Nothing is left behind except the art itself. The painter takes one last look at the horse she painted, her lamp raised high, and she feels satisfaction, completion, the sense that she's done what she came here to do. The journey back through the narrow passages is quieter, more contemplative. Everyone is tired, but it's a good tiredness, the tiredness of meaningful work, of having touched something sacred. They emerge finally into the outer chamber of the cave system, where the tribe lives. It's still dark outside. It was night when they entered, is still night now. The transition from deep cave to living area is disorienting for a moment. Family members greet them quietly, offering food and water. The painter eats mechanically, her mind still partially in the deep cave, still seeing the horse, still feeling the mystery of why humans do this strange thing, this utterly impractical thing, this making of art. She lies down on her sleeping furs, her daughter curling beside her for warmth. The fire in the cave mouth burns low, but steady. Outside, the winter wind continues its endless howl, and as sleep takes her, the painter dreams. She dreams of horses running across vast plains. She dreams of her hands covered in ochre, painting on walls that stretch infinitely in all directions. She dreams of being inside the stone itself, part of the earth, part of the eternal. Thousands of years later, archaeologists will discover these caves. They'll study the paintings with carbon dating and spectral analysis and meticulous documentation. They'll write dissertations about shamanistic practices and hunting magic and the origins of symbolic thought. But the real truth remains mysterious. We still don't know why they did it, why they ventured so deep into dangerous caves to create art that served no obvious practical purpose, why they invested such extraordinary skill and effort into images that might never be seen again. Some theories suggest it was religious ritual. Some say it was hunting magic, a way of gaining power over the animals they needed to kill for survival. Some propose it was simply art for art's sake, beauty created for its own joy. But maybe all our theories miss something essential. Maybe there's a dimension to this that can't be captured in academic language. Maybe the mystery itself is part of the point. The painter didn't know why she painted. She just knew she had to. And maybe that's the most human thing of all. Doing things not because we can explain them, but because our souls demand it. Creating beauty in the darkness, making meaning in the void, reaching towards something we can sense but never quite grasp, just like you're doing right now. Lie in your own darkness, reaching toward sleep, toward dreams, toward mysterious restoration that happens in the hours of unconsciousness. You don't need to understand it. You just need to surrender to it. Let the mystery hold you, the way it held those ancient painters in their deep caves. Let go, trust, rest. We move through time again now, landing at a moment roughly 12,000 years ago, in a place archaeologists call a megasite, locations where evidence suggests that hundreds, sometimes even thousands of people gathered periodically, coming from vast distances for reasons we still puzzle over. We're somewhere in what will one day be called the Middle East, though geography is meaningless to the people here. They know this place as the Valley of Many Waters, or perhaps by some other name in their vanished language. What matters is that this valley, with its abundant springs and lush vegetation and strategic position between different territories, has been a gathering place for generations beyond memory. It's late spring, the time when winter's harshness has passed, but summer's heat hasn't yet arrived. The time when travel is easiest, when food is relatively abundant, when the world feels generous and full of possibility. And from all directions, people are arriving. Can you imagine it? Can you picture yourself standing on a hill overlooking this valley, watching as small groups appear on the horizon, making their way toward the central gathering place? Some are walking. Some are carrying children too young to make the journey on their own feet. Some are leading dogs, already domesticated by this time, humanity's oldest companions. All of them are coming together. Why? For what purpose do they make these difficult journeys? Some traveling for weeks to get here. We still don't know, not completely, but we can make educated guesses based on what we see, what they leave behind, what universal human needs might drive such gatherings. Let's follow one small group as they arrive. A family from the Northern Territories. A father, a mother, 3 children ranging from toddler to teenager, and the father's elderly mother, still spry enough to make the journey, though she leans heavily on a walking stick. They crest a final hill, and the valley spreads before them. Already, hundreds of people are here. Temporary shelters to landscape. Simple structures of branches and hides, places to sleep and store belongings. Fires send smoke spiraling into the clear air. Children run and play, their laughter carrying on the breeze. Adults stand in clusters, talking, gesturing, sharing news from their various territories. The mother, let's call her the traveler, because that's what she is, someone who makes this journey every year without fail. Feels something catch at her chest, a feeling she can't quite name. Relief, maybe. Joy. The profound comfort returning to a place that matters, where she'll see people she hasn't seen in a year, where she'll feel part of something larger than her small family group. Her teenage daughter stands beside her, taking in the scene with wide eyes. This is only the girl's third time at the gathering. She was too young to remember the first two. Now, at 14, she's old enough to really experience it, to understand what's happening here. Mother, she whispers, there are so many people. I didn't remember there being so many. The traveler smiles, puts an arm around her daughter's shoulders. There are more this year than last, I think. The winter was mild. More babies survived. More elders too. Life is generous sometimes. They make their way down into the valley, and immediately they're swept up in greetings. People the traveler knows from previous years. People she shared stories with and traded goods with, and whose children have played with her children. The embraces are genuine, warm, full of real affection despite the year-long separation. This is one reason for the gathering. Connection in a world of small, isolated bands. These periodic meetings are essential for maintaining the larger human network, for sharing information, for preventing the loneliness and insularity that would come from never seeing anyone beyond your immediate group. But there's more to it than just socializing. Over the next few days, the traveler and her family participate in various activities that make up the gathering. Some are practical, some are mysterious. All of them feel important. There's trading. The traveler has brought beautifully made baskets, woven with a technique unique to her territory. She trades them for obsidian blades from the southern territories, for shells from the distant coast, for pigments and herbs and stories. Not barter in the cold economic sense, but gift exchange, the creation of bonds and obligations and relationships that will last beyond this gathering. There's matchmaking. The traveler's daughter is of marriageable age now, and several families with teenage sons make subtle inquiries. Nothing direct, nothing forced, but the possibility hangs in the air. Marriage between groups from different territories strengthens a larger network, prevents dangerous isolation, keeps the gene pool diverse and healthy. The traveler watches her daughter interact with a shy boy from the eastern lands and sees the possibility of something good. But not yet, not this year. Let the girl be young a little longer. There's storytelling every night. Fires are lit around the gathering, and people take turns sharing the stories of their territories. Tales of successful hunts and narrow escapes. Legends of the ancestors and the spirits. Jokes and riddles and songs in a dozen different dialects. Some barely comprehensible, but beautiful nonetheless. The traveler contributes her own story one night, telling the great elk her husband brought down last autumn, of how it fed their band through the early winter, of how they used every part of the animal in accordance with the old ways. She tells it well, with drama and humor, and the practice skill of someone who knows how stories work, how they carry meaning beyond their surface details. People listen attentively, nodding at the right moments, laughing when she describes her husband's exaggerated boasting about the kill. And in this listening, in this sharing of stories, something happens that's deeper than entertainment. They're creating shared culture, shared memory, shared identity as something larger than individual bands. They're becoming a people. But there are other activities too, stranger ones that modern archaeologists find evidence for but can't fully explain. On the third night, something shifts. The atmosphere becomes more serious, more charged. People begin to gather in a specific area of the valley, a place that seems to have been prepared specially. The ground has been cleared. Stones have been arranged in a large circle. In the center, a massive fire is built, larger than any of the cooking fires, built with deliberate care and purpose. The traveler's daughter asks what's happening, but the traveler herself isn't entirely sure. She's witnessed this before, but her understanding of it is partial, intuitive rather than explicit. It's the ceremony, she says, using the word her people have for this event, though it probably doesn't translate well. The joining, the renewal, she trails off, lacking word for what she means. As darkness falls completely, everyone gathers around a great fire, hundreds of people, all standing in respectful silence. The crackling of the flames is the loudest sound, punctuated occasionally by a baby's cry quickly hushed. Then the elders step forward. Not all of them. There must be 50 or 60 elders among the gathered bands, but a select few, the oldest, the wisest, those who carry the deepest memories. They begin to chant, not words exactly, or if there are words in a language so old that even the speakers might not know their literal meaning. Just sound, deep, rhythmic, primordial sound that seems to rise from the earth itself. The traveler feels a happening, that strange shift in consciousness that the ceremony brings. Her individual thoughts begin to blur, to dissolve. She's less herself and more part of the collective, part of this mass of human beings all breathing together, all swaying slightly to the rhythm of the chanting, all caught in something larger than themselves. Her daughter grips her hand tightly, whether from fear or awe it's hard to say. The traveler squeezes back, reassuring, grounding. The chanting continues. Someone adds something to the fire, herbs maybe, or certain woods that produce fragrant smoke. The smoke billows up, thick and sweet-smelling, and people breathe it in, and the shift in consciousness deepens. Time becomes elastic. Minutes might be hours. Hours might be minutes. The traveler loses track, loses the boundaries of her individual self, feels merged with something vast and ancient and mysterious. And in this state, she understands, not intellectually but viscerally, why they gather here, why hundreds of people make difficult journeys to this specific place, why they repeat the ceremony year after year, generation after generation. They're maintaining something, some connection that exists beyond the physical, some thread that binds all of them together, that makes them one people despite the vast distances in different dialects and the fact that they'll scatter again after the gathering ends. They're touching the sacred, whatever that means, whatever form it takes in their pre-agricultural, pre-written, pre-modern consciousness. They're doing something that 12,000 years later, we still don't fully understand. The ceremony ends eventually, as all things must. The chanting fades. The fire burns lower. People drift back to their shelters, moving slowly, still caught partially in the altered state, reluctant to return fully to ordinary consciousness. The traveler and her family lie down in their temporary shelter. Her daughter is already asleep, exhausted by the intensity of the experience. Her younger children are curled against their father. The elderly grandmother lies nearby, a small smile on her weathered face, having participated in the ceremony dozens of times in her long life. The traveler lies awake a little longer, staring up through the gaps in the shelter at the stars above. She's thinking about the ceremony, about what it felt like to be part of that collective consciousness, about the mystery of why they do this, why humans need these moments of transcendence, these glimpses of something beyond ordinary existence. She doesn't have answers, just the sense that it matters, that it's important in ways that go beyond explanation. And with that thought, she too drifts into sleep, sleep that's deeper and more restorative than usual, as if the ceremony had prepared her for particularly healing rest. Around her, hundreds of others sleep as well. This valley full of people from a dozen different territories, all resting together under the same stars, bound by something they can't quite name, but all feel deeply. The gathering will continue for a few more days. Then, gradually, people will disperse, returning to their own lands, carrying with them the goods they've traded and connections they've made, and the mysterious renewal that the ceremony provides. But for now, they sleep together, safe in numbers, held by something larger than themselves. And so, our journey through 12,000 years begins to draw to a close. We visited places and people and mysteries that we can never fully understand. We stood on the hills of Göbekli Tepe, watching people who shouldn't have been able to build monuments, yet did anyway, for reasons we can only guess. We ventured deep into painted caves, following artists into darkness to create beauty that might never be seen by human eyes again. We've gathered in mysterious valleys with hundreds of strangers becoming kin through ceremonies we can't fully explain. All of these ancient humans doing things we still don't understand. Building, creating, gathering, reaching toward what? Toward meaning, perhaps. Toward connection. Toward beauty. Toward the sacred, whatever that meant to them. Towards something beyond mere survival. And you're part of the same story. Separated by time, but not by essence. You too reach toward meaning. You too create and connect and search. You too do things that can't be fully explained by logic alone, like making art or telling stories or gathering with others or lying here now, listening to tales of ancient mysteries. Why do you do it? We still don't know. Not completely. But maybe that's beautiful. Maybe the mystery is the point. Your ancestors are sleeping now across the vast distance of 12,000 years, sleeping in their caves and shelters and gathering places, sleeping under the same stars that shine above you, though they wheeled through billions of rotations since then, and you can sleep too, part of that same eternal rhythm. Wake and sleep, light and dark, question and mystery, all of it woven together into the fabric of being human. Let the not knowing be okay. Let the mystery hold you. Let your breathing slow and deepen. Let your body sink into rest. Let your mind drift toward sleep. The ancient temples still stand in ruins. The cave paintings still glow in darkness. The gathering places still remember, though no one comes anymore. And the mysteries remain, beautiful, unsolved, eternal mysteries. Just like sleep, just like dreams, just like you. Rest now, friend. Rest deeply. The ancients are with you. The mystery holds you. Sleep, sleep, sleep.